wasn't looking for devotion, just cheap emotion, but I found love. I found love like an ocean. On my second whiskey, you asked, try to miss me, they lost control. I didn't know I had a soul until the moment you kissed me. I wasn't looking for you. I said I never felt my heart like this. She said I never felt my body. I always thought the point of love was just to keep from falling to the deep blue, the deep blue. Falling to the deep blue, the deep blue. Falling to the deep blue, the deep blue. Falling to the deep blue, the deep blue.
Should have known at the end of summer, the innocence fades and the weak become stronger. Should have known at the end.
All right, everybody. I don't think I have any overlays set up. This is a mess. Let's see if this works. It worked. We'll take it. What up, everybody? Got natural light coming in a little bit on the side. So let's get a little stream on, shall we? It is 4:15. I've owed you guys a stream this week, and I keep bogging out because I wasn't feeling good or I was busy, got busy at last second. Yeah, so here we are. We're live on Twitch and over on the YouTube Shorts streaming. I need to figure out how to stream to YouTube regular and as well as record at the same time. So stream to Twitch, a live to Twitch, live to YouTube regular, live to YouTube Shorts, and then I want the ability to record. That way I can record some videos I'm doing on stream. I've got a 3090 in my stream PC, so there's obviously a way to do it. Yeah, there's a way to do it, obviously, but I just haven't taken the time to really figure out the settings in OBS so it doesn't like completely nuke the card. Yeah, so what we're gonna do today is kind of just vibe with some music, and work on some home lab stuff. And so hang out if you know, appreciate you being here. It's been a while. Make sure you check out the YouTube because got some good vids coming up. Been working on a series for the Raspberry Pi that I'm excited. It's gonna come out. I don't know yet. I want to get the whole series done. We got 7 videos planned for this series. 2 of them are filmed. I gotta get them to the editor. Yeah. Okay, music's rolling. We got some vibe music. I like it. All right, this is my home lab. Does this work? Sure did. Like it. That's the Discord server, obviously. So what I need to do, let's go ahead and hide the taskbar. Now we have a little more screen real estate here. What I want to do is, did I not hide you? I'm actually hide the taskbar. Oh, there it goes. It is slow. What I want to do today is I need to update. So my home lab, when I started, I would just like throw crap anywhere. It'll be fun. And not really documenting or like thinking about network architecture, etc. And as I've grown to start doing other things with the home lab, I need to really move this camera. There we go. Just noticed that. Sorry, chat. I'm moving around like crazy. As the home lab has been growing and adding services, like my IP ranges are not where I want to be. So I've gone and can I share this and not like totally? Yeah, there's no proprietary information in this thing. I'll show you here. I've gone through and documented my my stuff here. Maybe like a full screen. We do have full screen. Wow, I just learned that. If you hit, just like in Chrome, well, we are in Chrome, never mind. That was a bonehead move. But regardless, here we have my spreadsheet that I've been creating of documenting the home lab and stuff, and the original IP addresses, etc. Well, things have kind of shifted and changed here and there, and so I'm starting a whole new range of IPs and organizing by what category the stuff is. So this color here, 1 through 14, is going to be networking gear. So right now it's the router, but you know, I might, well, I don't know how, I don't think I can set these TP-Link decos to static IPs. I haven't figured that out yet, but I haven't done a lot of work trying to. I can give them obviously reserved IPs, but then they have to be part of the DHCP. So I would love to put them here in the network section, but I don't know if I can do that yet. And then the blue section is going to be all bare metal. And right now, well, bare metal except for Raspberry Pis. So right now I'll have 3. And actually, it's going to be 2. It'll be Stark and Rogers. This one, the mini PC, is going to be on my my VPS that I'm going to be doing to kind of teach public, you know, YouTube videos and stuff. That is the thought. I don't know if that's going to remain that way, but at least I'll have these two. These two will have Proxmox on them. Stark already has it, so Rogers will be the next one. And I originally had Thor as my first virtual machine in Ubuntu in the Proxmox, but I didn't want that, so I renamed that to Strange, like Doctor Strange, and then this one will be Thor. Will be this machine right here, this little HP mini PC that I got off of the eBays. Then, if we scroll down, all these kind of red colors, those will be all the Raspberry Pis. And now that I think about it, so these 4 are the 16 gigs. Rocket and Groot are done. I need to, well, these 2 are done too as well, but they're old. So I need to reinstall them. I think they have Raspberry Pi OS on it, and I want to put Ubuntu on them because that's what I put on these other two. So I got to reinstall those, and those are running in my little mini rack and have powered by PoE. So that's, you know, really cool there. So I need to redo those and obviously give them new IPs in this range. So these, you know, the Raspberry Pis will be in the 30s. I have a Drax is my personal on this network demo machine. I have another one called Yondu that is on my will be on my VPS test network. That's an 8 gig. And then I also have, I just remembered, I have a Raspberry Pi 4 and a Raspberry Pi, I don't know. I don't know what is, where did it even go? I don't know what is in this guy. So many moons ago, we're talking over 10 years, probably close to 15 years maybe, a buddy gave this to me, and camera please, there we go. He what he ended up doing is 3D printed the case and put RetroPie on it, and then gave me all the parts to build my own controller. And I really need to do that too, because that'd be freaking sweet. And I've never done anything with it, so I'm going to get this on the network. And this actually, you know, might be great to run Pi-hole and like potentially like Home Assistant on it, but I got to see what it is first. I'll have to like either boot it up or crack it open. I just have never done it. But yeah, this is way old. It might be a Pi, could be a Pi 1, 2, 0. I don't know. But I do have a 4 that I got to find. It's in a bag case somewhere. That it's been my kind of mobile NAS unit. So those will be in there. So I guess this one I can do. We'll do Pi 4. 4. And then we'll do this one. Pi 1, 2, 3? Question mark? That'll give me room to grow if I some reason get one more 16 gig. And the reason I'm talking about this is brands are sending me these things to like make videos on. So like like, not to like brag, but all of these 16 gigs and I've been given 4 16 gigs Pi 5s and 2 8 gigs for reviews and stuff from just various companies. And I'm going to put these into these 4. I'm going to put them into a Docker Swarm and give that a try. You know, we'll see. I might just do 3 of them. I don't know yet. I got to think of what I want to do. But yeah, Drax is what I've been using recently to make this video series for the Raspberry Pi. I've got Yondu on my spare network that if I end up not doing anything with it, I'll put it back on our internal network. I keep hearing noises. I think the neighbor's playing their guitar or something. I got these neighbors that it started this summer. They do a full freaking rock band in their garage, and they're old like retirees, and they're not good. But I'm talking drums, guitar, they got bass, they got singers, and they have like all the equipment, and it is freaking loud. And so I finally went over one day, and like it freaks my dog out, and it drives me crazy. They do it every Tuesday. It drives me crazy because you can't relax. Like, yeah. And so like in the summertime, like when my wife comes from work, we can't eat outside like on Tuesday nights because those guys are like jamming, and it's so dumb. I've asked them multiple times to like calm it down, and they don't give a shit. But I'm not going to be that neighbor that calls the police on them or anything, because, you know, whatever. It's only one night a week, and they are not good. Like, they are bad. But I guess they're having fun. And then we go down to this light blue, and these are going to be all my VMs on Proxmox. And the reason I have these two highlighted in red is I need to change the IP addresses. I actually changed Jarvis last night, and it didn't work, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I remembered 50.45 is actually the address to my NAS right now, because I haven't changed the address to my NAS. So I have to do that first. And then Namor, it's just a Windows VM that I have running with a copy of Streamer Bot that runs the bot for chat. So it's just live 24/7 in this Windows 10 VM. I had another one called Banner, but it was my test one and I fooked it. So I'm glad it was my test. I didn't have anything on there that I needed and wanted to keep. Scroll back up here. The purple was going to be all of my DHCP reserves. Green was going to be all my IoT stuff. Once I figure out how I can set all that stuff, what I'll end up doing is setting these to DHCP reserved. That's the only way I can think of to set your doorbell. Like, you can't get into the software and give an IP address. It has to be IoT. They're connected to an IoT network already. But I want to just make sure they're all in the range. And then I'm going to do this gray will be all my storage stuff. And that's going to be the end of the road there for the IP scheme. So what I'm going to doing is I'm going to start right now. DHCP starts at 50 and goes to 255. I'm going to change that, start at 100. So I'll have 1 through 99 to use for static IPs. Will I need that many? No. What I'll end up doing is I'm not going to go 244 now that I think about it. It's going to go to probably 239. And then I'll be able to use 40 to 54 for like the storage network. I mean, what it could do is put like the printer in the network stuff, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, because the printer's got that, and I don't want to have to update it everywhere. So yeah, that's my my stuff. I need to find the address. TP-Link network extender. That's downstairs. Assign it to 154. And I'm actually not going to do that because it's a network device. It's going to have to go in here. That I know I can give it static IP to. And then DHCP reservations for IoT devices. That I was already thinking ahead. Got me. Yeah, so that's my plan. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to... Let's exit out of that. I am going to break stuff. You can see here I have what can I think what's called? Rust Desk. That's what I use for my remote desktop into various devices. It's not working right now because I changed the IP of the server. So we have to do is let me take this off the screen so it doesn't open anything I'm not supposed to. We just gotta set the relay server. That's all it is. And the relay server is going to be 40. Sorry, there is some like keys and stuff that are in this that I don't need to be showing. And then I got to go into the streaming PC and update that, I believe, as well.
I wasn't looking for action, just some distraction, just a little weeknight within the back. I wasn't looking for romance, just a quick
I need to make another video on RustX because it's pretty cool software. The one thing that I don't know that kind of threw me for a loop, and I haven't taken the time to figure it out, is I set it up for the local relay server, and works great for local machines, but like when I have my grandma install the client on her computer, I could not connect to it via my server side stuff. Like it wouldn't work outside the network. So I need to figure out how to make it like do remote stuff, like as firewall stuff. I just, in the moment I didn't have time to figure it out. So I literally spun up what I had to do. I spun up a VM and installed RustDesk on client on that, and then I remoted it into my grandma's system through a VM. It was slow as F, but it worked and we got the job done. So, and then the problem here is this gonna work now? Hey, it does work. Yeah, that worked. And then what we need to do now is I got to connect to Namor and change the IP on there. And unfortunately, I gotta rename that too. I gotta rename this. It's not a problem right now. I gotta get on through Proxmox console, get on to Namor and change its network settings so I can connect to that as well. 4.0. I'll have to end up changing this again too, because I installed this with the thought of it was not going to be, there we go, Namor. All right, that's done. I need to set an IP address for Namor of, we're gonna go, I wonder if I go later in the pool. So Strange is my Casa OS test machine, which I have services on there that it was my very first VM I spun up. I need to remove some services I actually use on there is something else. Widow is all the web apps that I use. Fury is like the network kind of traffic cop. It's got the networking stuff on there like Nginx Proxy Manager, Pi-hole. Jarvis is my AI system or VM. So I've got Olama on there as well as NAN. And Open Web UI, that's where I do all of like any, sort of AI LLM stuff. I started testing out LLM.cp. I need to start testing that out because the main reason is it allows multiple sessions to run at the same time. So when you're talking about Olama, it can only do one thing at a time. So like if you type in, tell me the history of how oranges are spliced into new, oranges, like different types of oranges, or apples, right? While that's thinking and doing it and doing stuff, like if you type in another command, it's not going to do anything because it's still doing the last one. To where LLM.cpp, it's supposed to be able to handle multiple like sessions running at the same time, which I want because I'm building some stuff for Inception Talent clients on some front end stuff that's going to use that server, and I want it to like be able to, handle multiple sessions at the same time. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I just want to test that stuff. And then Namor is my Windows box, like I just talked about. So I need to set Namor. I might go 60 on Namor. I don't need to go that far though. I'll keep it at 30. It's fine. Or 50. Okay, so I need to go into. I'm not going to show this on stream. You just have to deal with looking at my spreadsheet. I'm just setting the IP address on the Windows box. Then we're going to do 50 on that. Yeah. 50. Probably needs a good reboot too. Let me reboot it. It's been a while since I rebooted it. It's Windows 10. Like it literally just sits there and runs StreamerBot. That way I can keep it live 24/7. It's like when I post YouTube videos and the bot posts in the Discord, like I don't have to have a computer on running with StreamerBot because it's running in the homelab. There is a version that's supposed to, like, I guess, sort of run on Linux, but it's not great. Even like the developer says, yeah, like at your own risk. But I got infinite Windows 10 keys just from a past work thing. So just put it on a Windows 10 machine and let her rip tater chip. All right, it's rebooted. Wait for StreamerBot to come up. It's slow because I didn't just. It's only running StreamerBot, so I don't need to give it a ton of resources. Like it can just be a slow Windows machine. Makes no matter to me. It makes no matter. Oh, I gave it .50 and my machine here is .50. I forgot. See, that's all right. Let me see if I can break this really good. 192.168.50.1. We're going to see if I can break shiz really good. So my machine right now is 50. That's why I just screwed that up, didn't I? So our DHCP is going to start at 100. My machine's going to be 100. I'm going to break a lot of stuff here. Oops, not 400. What if I did 150? No, I'm gonna do 100. Something's probably already has 100. I cannot change the IP to the streaming system because I think it'll take the stream down. I can change the IP for my desktop computer and it'll work just fine because it's not running the stream. All right, DHCP server, edit my machine, 100, save. So I have the decos and stuff at 150 right now. Let me change was there something else at 100? I have a lot of things, holy crap. DHCP range, I was going to go 100 to 100 to 2. I'm not doing 244. Might do 240. Right now I'm using 240. No, I want 239 because I want to use 240 as a update this. I want to use 240 as a static 39. I'm using my TP link router as my DHCP. I'll probably keep hitting that mic. I'm sorry. I'll probably end up changing that to like Pi-hole at some point. All right. This might take the stream down. If it does, we'll come right back. Ain't no thing. Saving. Operation successful. Everything's still running. Okay. It didn't break anything that we like. Okay, so now this is going to be .100 to 239. Boom. Delete that. Networking. I want to do that right here. 100 to 239. Okay, and then the network will be 1 to 14. 1 to 14. Bare metal is going to be 15 to 29. 30. $20, 29. I mean, yeah. 15 to 29. Oops. Virtuals are going to be 40 to 99. Storage is going to be 240 to 250, 245, 254. It's fine. The HCP reserved, we'll figure it out. IoT, we might have to expand that, which is why I went to 239. So we could do 200 to 239. Those are going to end up being like DHCP reserved. Delete this stuff. Let's copy that. That there. That's not what I wanted. I just go left a line here. Row. There we go. Hey. So it's just gonna be DHCP reserved is what we're gonna have to do here. And then let's move this stuff to right here. I might need to move this. This goes to 239. That will remove that. Cool. Printer. We're not doing this web server thing here. And we're going to 99, right? Because it starts at 100. Yes, indeedy. Do this. Not the greatest way to document all this stuff, but for right now, is how we're doing it. Okay, cool. So we can nuke all of this stuff right here. And now we should be, now it should potentially, our stuff come online. Let me reboot one more time. Namor. I might have to release and I am gonna have to release and renew my system. Yeah. I know everything just went dead on my machine because I nuked my IP address. Gonna renew here. We should get a 100. There we go. We got our 100. Things are back. That's what we like. And then Windows wants to do a dumb little do our backup, all that crap on Windows 10. I am now 100. Namor is now 50. So we like that. Get rid of these. Get rid of those. We can get rid of these. We still have to, these two I'm going to keep. It's going to be 13 and 14. I got to redo those, but this is going to be what, 16, 17. That's right there to the side. 18. 192.168.50.18. Hopefully it'll increment. And it did. Well, that's what we like. Nuke these. We already changed that one. Cool. So I'm just keeping the stuff like right here because these are the ones I need to still change. It's kind of just a reminder. This is obviously way down there. I have been updated. So we're going to bust mad caps in. Actually, this should be 4. I should do the reserved. It should be like 100 to 110. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Stream PC, I can't change that live because it'll take obviously the stream down. We don't want to do that. So we're not going to do that. Let's see if Namor is running okay. Looks like he is. Will it come up? It will. It will. Okay. Okay, let me go back to, oh, if that's gonna work. It'd work. Keep moving around too much. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Anybody been watching the this season of Fallout, I don't think it's been very good. Might just be me. I don't know, I just haven't been into it. Just haven't been into it. Sorry, I'm looking at something real quick here. That's not real quick, unfortunately. Do, 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 do.
Strangers in a dark room laughing at jokes they didn't quite hear. Frosted window panes and cheap champagne, a face appears. And anything could happen in these cathedrals we roam, where shadow people dance and trade their glance and walk home alone.
Do, 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 do. Okay. I think I'm good to go on my router. Got that DHCP set up. We like it. We like it. I respond to my wife, don't I? About dinner. Oh yeah, we already did.
Midtown empty out and a kiss of farewell. They say we come from nothing and to nothing we'll return. And in between is gravity and bridges left to burn.
do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay. Sorry, zoning out there, working on a couple things, a couple side projects, yo. Okay. So with the router is done. Now the big thing is that okay, Namor is good to go. Like it a lot. Got a Casa OS machine running. What the what? So this is actually now called that is strange. Okay, cool. Let's exit out of that. Get back to the homelab screen. There we go. So you can see my Proxmox. Full screen this for you. Here's the old the proxy, and yeah, I'm not showing anything. There's nothing here for you to, you know. Stark is the name of this box. We got 16 cores, 64 gigs of RAM. Oh, okay, those are like C containers. I'm just gonna nuke those because I have not used those. I guess I start it, see what it does. I don't even know if I know the 204. All right, let's see what it does. Huh. I actually have a machine here. Might have been a test box. think I'm gonna nuke it. There's nothing here. I've got Link Warden installed, but I'm not using it. I'll go ahead and shut this down. Okay. We're just going to delete that. Banner, I spun up a new one. That should be an Ubuntu. Screwed up. I didn't want to do Ubuntu. But I don't think there's anything on it. Well, I wanted to do Ubuntu, but I didn't want to do an LXC container. I think that's where I don't even know if this is going to work. So, server has installed CyberPanel. Oh, I did this. I was working on a web server. So this is 99? Not 29. Well, we don't want that. Regardless, I'm going to nuke that too. So we can shut down that. We can get rid of that. All right. So this Casa OS can be nuked. More. Remove. 107. Goodbye. And then we're going to delete this one. 200. What I need to do as well is manage my storage for this box. So I've got disks. So that's a 2 terabyte NVMe. That's a 2 terabyte NVMe. Then I have then I have a 10 terabyte. Two 10 terabytes. Right? Yeah. Do I have a mirrored? Is that why it's only showing 10 gigs? DFS reserved. You have a mirrored. That's called storage. I'm just trying that. Okay, so that's data. Mount PVE data. Zero N1P3. 0 N1P3. That one. So that's assigned to 100% to VMs. Only has 17.4 gigs free. Damn, I gotta work on. So this is using Data 100. Okay, let's look at Jarvis. 101. 101 disk, QTOW. 100 gigs. I'm putting them on I'm putting them on the same storage. That's why it's gotten like no. So any future machines, I need to put on. Edit. Data and local LVM. So data has 801 gigs and so local LVM. This isn't used at all. Excuse me. LVM. So I need to start using this NVMe 1N 1P1. That's what I need to do. All right. That's not a right now thing. We are good to go here on this. My biggest thing I need to do right now is I need to rename and probably break. Not rename. I need to come into my NAS and break it. So we want to set it to 245. See if I can remember how to settings, network. There we go. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take LAN 2 and assign it to 250. Just in case I break something, I can go into this and this one. So 192.168.50.250. And then 192.168.50.1. There. So if that's the second. So my NAS has two network jacks in it, and network ports, and nothing's plugged in to it right now. But what I want to do is if I accidentally, when I'm changing the IP on my regular, like LAN 1, and I can't get into it, I can at least go into plug the cable into LAN 2 and get in that way. So that'll be my emergency contact, if you will. So we're changing, it's not what I wanted. Do I have them bonded? No. I just clicked on the wrong thing. That's all. 2. 245. Okay. There goes nothing. I'll definitely have to fix a few things. Like Plex, because I'm running Plex on it. Some backup stuff. This is like the third time I've changed this IP address. And I think the last couple times I've done it, I just forgot to update some of my backup things. I gotta change the one password options for it. .245. Hey, it worked. Okay, we're in on 245. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so the NAS is changed. Now, the fun part is we need to update Jarvis. So Jarvis is Jarvis password. It's .25. So what we'll do is SSH havoc at 192.168.50. Oops. 25. Cool. It worked. Sure. YouTube can see this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the IP of this, what did I say, to 45. So we need to edit a file. So sudo nano, I think it's Etsy. And then like net plan. Yep. And then, oops. I'll just exit. Yeah. There we go. I'll go cd/etsy/net. There we go. Yeah, we want to do that 01 net config file. So we'll go sudo nano 01 dash, let's do tab. Oh, there we go. Then we'll change this IP address to 45. Just make sure that is correct on my spreadsheet of doom. It is correct. So that is good. I'll save this. And now we need to do the commands to go into effect. So I think it's sudo net plan apply. Yep. Cool. And then that's all going to be like, hey bro, I can't connect to you, blah 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 blah. It's fine. Control X. Escape. I gotta wait for a timeout. Wait for it to time out. There we go. Now if we do SSH havoc at 192.168.50.45. Hey, it works. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, cool. We are now 45. Now we got to fix some of the stuff in there, I think. Let me update the home lab. So this is now officially 45. 45. I'll do copy that there. We can delete that. Goodbye. Namor, we did 50. Okay, we're all done with all of those. I'm not going to do those Raspberry Pis. We're not going to do these ones there. I need to change my other NAS. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll leave all that stuff for now. I'm not going to do that live on Strum. So let's go into Portainer. So this is Portainer for Strange. Jarvis is what we just changed, and it's not going to work because we need to edit this to go to 45. Update the environment. And now if we go there, we're on Jarvis. Our containers are alive. Or our containers are live. I know YouTube, you can't really see this. But yeah, this is what I like about this setup I'm running here with Portainer. I've got all 4 of my Portainer instances on the different servers. This is in one dock, so I can just go to log into Strange, which is like, we'll say my main one, and then I can just go to any of these servers. I don't have to like type in the IPs or the names to go. I can just click on them. So if I go into Widow here, you can see on the left side up here, we're in Widow. We can go into our containers. If I click home, we get our home screen, but we're still in Widow. So if I go to containers, we're still in Widow. But yeah, I can go to any of these here, and it says connected. Like here, it shows you which one we're connected to. So I like that. What else? So Jarvis is live. I need to go into, I need to update some, I wonder if Open Web UI is not going to work just yet. Let me edit this to be 45. Trying to find my I never updated this. Sorry, I'm like looking at something on the side here. So that address is now 45. Go dark mode here. Alright, so I updated my Open Web UI, and then I don't know, is it actually connected? Do I need to like change? Okay, let's do a smaller model. Let's do coin coder. 330 is too much. It'll work, but it takes way too long. Let's do coin coder 2.5 and say create me a web UI web program that will be a front end for a news letter sign up. All right, now I just want the front end design and tech stack. Later, we will design the back end and sync it up with the front end. Make sure to utilize best coding practices along with version control and GitHub. What else can we say here? Make sure you ask me any questions you have before you write the program, or you write the program, or while you are writing the program. Go. Let's see what it does. I would like, I'm surprised it works, and the reason I'm surprised is I don't have to. I thought I would have to like connect it to the Olama, like, but it automatically, because I changed the IP address, it automatically did it. It must just be because it's like a local IP 172, you know, or yeah. Let's start discussing tech stack. Once I have better understanding your requirements, I can provide more code snippets on the project. You have a specific design preference or a mock-up in mind. Should the form include any additional fields? Yeah, progress bar would be great. I don't have any designs in mind. A progress bar would. No, I don't need a progress bar because I want everything on one page. I would like everything on a single page, so I don't think a progress bar is needed unless you have a great design in mind that would use that. I don't know what fields I want. I will be self-hosting this on. All right, let's go. This will be hosted on direct admin, so I will leave it up to you when it comes to best practices for CSS implementation. We're vibe coding. Let's do real-time validation. Let's do real-time validation. Make sure that the first name, last name, and email address fields are required. The back end has not been developed yet. Let's make sure that when we are developing the front end, we keep in mind that a back end implementation is going to be seamless. Great job asking questions. All right, see what it does. It's hauling. This is all local. This is off of my old stream computer. And I'm running, I used to have a 3070 in it. But I realized I had a 2080 Ti, and the 2080 Ti has more VRAM. And I'm like, why wasn't I using that? So I just, like, literally 2 weeks ago swapped the cards out and put the 2080 Ti in it. Even though it's an older card, it's got more VRAM, which is, you know, way better for the likes of doing, you know, what we're doing here. All right, conclusion. We set up a basic React project with a real-time validation of a newsletter sign-up form. The form includes fields your first name, last name, and email. You can further enhance this by adding more features like form progression indicators, form progression, or integrating it with a back-end service. Feel free to ask if you have any additional questions or any further customizations. All right, so what we got here is it went front end is going to be JavaScript, React, the framework, style components, Redux, Formic or Yup, version control on GitHub, single page, create a new React project using create React app. Well, I'm going to ask how to do these. Create the React project in GitHub. Install components. Well, I'm going to be hosting this So yeah, what I told it is I told it's going to be hosted on Direct Admin, which is like the front end for the web host that I use. And I just told it I don't have access to the terminal to run these commands. So let's see what it does here. You don't have direct terminal access. We can use different approach, handle submissions, form client side, API call, HTML. All right, JavaScript. No framework, inline, GitHub, single page, new React project. How do I? How do I launch this live on my direct admin web host? Please provide detailed step-by-step directions because I am new, because I have never done this before. Let's see what these directions look like. And again, this is all, like I said, local. We're just vibe coding. To launch your React application direct admin web host involves several steps. Build your React, so it generates a build directory. So you didn't tell me where to do that. You need to upload these static files direct to admin host. Here's how you can do that. Okay, I know how to do that. Apache Nginx. Verify the deployment. Where do I run? Where do I run the command from step number 1? To run command, you need to have Node.js and Node.pm installed on your local machine where your React project is located. Well, I just want to see if it worked, and it does. Let's go into our settings here. Settings, interface, tools, admin settings is what I wanted. I'm just curious how it like automatically. Oh, there we go. It's a local host. That's why. Okay. That makes dollars and cents to me now. All right, next we need to go to... Oh, this is not going to work. It will work. Yeah, it's not going to work because I need to update. I think I got to go to... Here we go. I got the. I wish Nginx can have like a dark mode, but it. I wonder if we can. Wonder if there's like an Nginx dark mode. And so a lot of people are wanting a dark mode. Okay, that's not a thing for right now, chat. Not a thing for right now. What we need to do is we need to go to dashboard or proxies and then NAN. Where's my... Here we go, Havoc. Need to edit that, and that needs to go to 45. Is there any more? Yep, Jarvis needs to go to 45. All right, that's everything there. We like it a lot. Now if I go to NAN, broken? Because I need to go to Cloudflare. So many things. I'm not going to show Cloudflare on stream right now. Give me a second. Chat. Havoc.cloud. DNS. Records. It's because... it's because we got this... I think it's because it's the Cloudflared. It's my tunnel. I gotta redo my tunnel. Okay, that's not a right now thing. But that's working, so that's great. That's what we want. So the next thing I need to do is on my machine. I can close these. On my machine. Don't need anything out of Jarvis now. It's good to go. I need to update my shortcuts to my NAS. It's one thing I need to do. Actually, what I really want to do is let's spin up a new virtual machine, a new banner. So we definitely need a new test server. So let's create a VM. 1034. Let's do this. We're gonna nuke Friday because I haven't used Friday. It doesn't even tell you the last time it was up. Oh, I put Windows on it because I think I was testing some AI crap on it. I couldn't get it to work. So we're gonna nuke Friday. Because we don't need Friday. 105. I have no idea why I have this. I have no idea. Time's at 5:40. I'm gonna go another half hour. Yeah. Go work on. I want to get this virtual machine set up. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna nuke Casa OS. So I don't even know what is on this. History? Oh, there we go. History. Created on January 17th. That's going to be 2025, obviously, because that's not yet. And last time it was up was August 23rd. So that's going to be, that's Gonzo. 106. And I don't care. Let's remove. This web server, I just made it because I was testing some stuff, but I don't need anything on it. Like, I'm going to test a new web server later. So I'm going to get rid of this too. 108. We're cleaning up. Cleaning house. All right. So data. So all the disks right now are on data and Stark. I'm going to delete this. Remove that. Our ISOs are there. So VM disks. Why can't I put... So local LVM, that's got 2 terabytes. So we're looking at oh yeah, no wonder why it's out of space. Yeah, this thing is full. So I need to do that is 12 terabytes or gigabytes of 100. The hell is this? And this is 2 terabytes. So local LVM should be stuff. And why don't I see? All right, LVM. Yeah, I know it's full. Data. Well, let's see if we can create a VM. We want to call it banner. I don't want it to be 105. Let's do 200. Called banner because it's our test box. Resource pool, nothing. OS, okay, storage. Here we go, local. So how do I make... So this says there's a terabyte available out of 2 terabytes. I need to rename these storage containers.
Some people fight it with devotion, some with gold and some with bourbon, some like praying to the blue skies, some like putting on a disguise. But I prefer kick drums and red wine. I prefer kick drums and red wine. I prefer
PvE.
drums and red wine.
All right, we need to Google.
Drums and red wine.
Let's look how we create storage in Proxmox. I don't want to do 10-minute videos though. All right, data center storage, add, choose type. All right, here we go. Local. Simple storage for files, approximate stress. Node disk, initialize GPT. Data center storage, add. You want robust snapshot, virtual machines, and containers. So ZFS pool, NFS share. What do I got here? LVM, LVM thin, directory, ZFS. We're not using ZFS at all. Thin provision VM disks. When you want efficient, thin provision storage for VM containers and disks. Requires existing group. So, all right, we're gonna watch a video.
This can be one of the more confusing things for the Proxmox newcomer, as there
Yes.
are many options and settings available to you, and if you're just starting out, they can be quite overwhelming. The aim of this video is to demystify and shed some light on the different approaches to setting up storage in Proxmox. So first off, I'd like to clear up one misconception that I often hear about storage in Proxmox, and that's that you can't install virtual machines or store ISO images or backups on the same local storage that Proxmox sets. Need to be initialized and complete this as possible within disk or disks are initialized and completely wiped. I'll assume that we're working with a fresh install of Proxmox, but with drives pulled from other working environments. If you go to your node and then down to disks, you can see all of the hard disks that are currently attached to the machine. An important note here is to make sure that you know which disk or disks are being used in your actual install of Proxmox. For instance, dev SDA up here holds my Proxmox system, and dev SDE is the internal SD card that I've chosen to install my boot partition onto. Now you could easily remove the drives, insert them into a dock, and clean them that way, or you could use a bootable tool like gparted and that would work great. However, I want to do as much of this as possible within the Proxmox environment. So let's start with dev SDB. It has two partitions and we will get rid of both of those. So in your shell, we'll type fdisk. So let's go back to disks and then hit reload. And you can see that dev SDB is ready to be used. Let's go ahead and do that for SDC and SDD as well, used as local storage on the node. This is different than creating a directory under the data center, as those can be created from any path defined on one of the nodes. We'll be going over that in a bit. Make sure your node is selected, then go down to disks and directory. Up here, click on create directory, and we'll choose SDC. We'll set the file system to ext4, and then we'll just name this dir01. Make sure that add storage is selected so that the storage is made available to the data center, and then click create. Once it's finished, you should see it as a storage option under your node. You can go here and see a summary of the information, and by default you're able to store backups, VM disks, container volumes, ISO images, container templates, and then click create. And then we'll just name this dir01. Make sure that add storage is selected so that the storage is made available to the data center, and then click create. Once it's finished, you should see it as a storage option under your node.
All right, let's take a look. So directory. Okay, so this right here is this right here. And it says it's got a terabyte left right there, but why does it say if I go to LVM? So that is N1P3. N1P3 is formatted, size is 2 terabytes. Alright, let's keep watching.
Node, you can go here.
But the directory, which is data, I can put VMs on it. Yes, correct. This is no VMs. That is VMs. What is this though? Local LVM. Let's go back here and look.
Here and see a summary of the information. And by default, you're able to store backups, VM disks, container volumes, ISO images, container templates, and snippets. Let's discuss LVM.
Yes,
I'll go over
let's.
these briefly just to give some background. LVM, or Logical Volume Management, basically mimics or emulates the way physical drives operate and interact with one another virtually. It does this through a few layers of abstraction. The basic rundown is that you have your hard disk, or the physical disk that are placed in the machine, and then you have the partitions that are on those disks. A physical volume is the first layer of LVM that ties the partitions on a disk into LVM. A volume group is a group of physical volumes that acts as a sort of virtual drive under LVM. And finally, you have the logical volumes, which are effectively the partitions of the volume group, which you can then apply the file systems to. Personally, I don't like to use LVM or LVM Thin in Proxmox because it can be a bit of a hassle, and compared to ZFS, it falls somewhat short. There are a few applications that you might want to use LVM for, but in my opinion, at least in Proxmox, they're few and far between.
Well,
and likely, if you
already
need
host,
to
I
use
already did
LVM, you probably already know how to set it up. Again, this is all in the context of Proxmox, as LVM can be useful in other installs of Linux. My understanding of LVM is a bit limited, so if I'm missing something here, please let me know in the comments. All that being said, let's take a look at ZFS. This is a favorite for both homelab and enterprise users alike. I think that a full dive into the advantages and disadvantages of ZFS warrants its own video, so in the meantime, I'll give a brief rundown on how to implement ZFS pools in Proxmox. A note here, ZFS is not recommended for use with hardware RAID, so if you're running logical disks on a hardware RAID card, you should either stick to the hardware RAID or look into setting up your RAID card with HBA or pass-through mode before using ZFS between. And likely, if you need to use LVM, you probably already know how to set it up. Again, this is all in the context of Proxmox, as LVM can be useful in other installs of Linux. My understanding of LVM is a bit limited, so if I'm missing something here, please let me know in the comments. All that being said, let's take a look at ZFS. This is a favorite for both homelab and enterprise users alike. I think that a full dive into the advantages and disadvantages of ZFS warrants its own video, so in the meantime, I'll give a brief rundown on how to implement ZFS pools in Proxmox. A note here, ZFS is not recommended for use with hardware RAID, so if you're running logical disks on a hardware RAID card, you should either stick to the hardware RAID or look into setting up your RAID card with HBA or pass-through mode before using ZFS pools. For instance, right now I have this HP server with a P420 card running in HBA mode. So to create a ZFS pool, we'll go to our node, and then under disks, find ZFS, go to Create ZFS. We'll give it a name that will be ZFS01, and make sure Add Storage is checked so that it adds it to our data center. Going over to RAID level, we see a few options. The first is single disk, which is not usually recommended under ZFS unless you have a special use case. Without redundancy, you can RAID Z3, double parity, and Z3 requires compression and A shift alone, as these are the defaults recommended by Proxmox, and then we'll hit create.
Okay.
Now our ZFS pool should be active and ready. As you can see, with a ZFS pool by itself, we're only allowed to store VM images and containers by default. If you'd like to do more with it, say save backups and store ISOs, we'll need to create a dataset under the pool and then add that as a directory. A dataset is basically analogous to a mounted folder that can have conditions applied to it. Again, this will be covered in a later video. Creating a dataset is fairly straightforward, so we'll go ahead and go to our shell, and then we'll use the command ZFS create, and then enter our pool, which is ZFS01 / we'll call the dataset data01 -o mount point equals / and then we'll call the mount point ZFS data. So we've created the dataset. Now all we have to do is go back into our Proxmox web GUI, go to Data Center, and then go to Storage, and then click Add and Directory. The ID we'll call ZFS Data 01. The directory will be /ZFS Data, and for content we want to be able to store anything we want in this dataset. Click Add, and the storage should become available under your node. If we go here, you'll see that we can now add all types of data to our ZFS dataset in our ZFS pool. The last method of adding storage that I will go over today will be adding an NFS or CIFS share. For now, I won't be showing you. Is going to be ISOs, and then we'll our Proxmox data center for ISOs. And here you'll see that I've already added a few of the more common ISOs. ISO. You can choose NFS or CIFS the ISO directory from my file server. How to set up a network share on a remote machine, we'll reserve that for a different video. We'll already assume that a network share is properly set up and ready to be connected to. In this case, we'll be attaching the ISO directory from my file server. For that, we'll go back to our data center.
Instead of storing him on Proxmox,
and then click Add. You can choose NFS or CIFS depending on which type of network share you have. Mine is a CIFS share. Then we'll call this ISO. The server is going to be fileserver02. Enter the username and password. The share name is going to be ISOs, and then we'll enter our domain. For content, we'll make sure that ISO image is selected. This will be where our ISOs are stored. Then we'll click Add, and we should now have a directory under our Proxmox data center for ISOs. And here you'll see that I've already added a few of the more common ISOs that I use in my home lab. Alright, so we've gone over adding a local directory storage, adding a ZFS pool, and
so what is this LVM? Type LVM thin. Data center. Storage. Okay, data. Local. And then data. is their directories. And this is LVM thin. Huh. Can I add anything? What did this guy do?
This basically allows us to take one drive. We'll be going to ext defined on one of the nodes. We'll be going over that in a bit. Make sure your node is selected, then go down to disks and directory. Up here, click on create directory, and we'll choose SDC. We'll set the file system to ext4, and then we'll just name this dir01. Make sure that add storage is selected so that the storage is made available to the data center, and then click create. Once it's finished, you should see it as a storage option under your node. You can go here and see a summary of the information, and by default you're able to store backups, VM disks, container volumes, ISO images, container templates, and snippets.
It has a directory.
Let's discuss LVM. I'll go over these briefly just to give some background. LVM, or Logical Volume Management, basically mimics or emulates the way physical drives operate and interact with one another virtually. It does this through a few layers of abstraction. The basic rundown is that you have your hard disk, or the physical disk that are placed in the machine, and then you have the partitions that are on those disks. A physical volume is the first layer of LVM that ties the partitions on a disk into LVM. A volume group is a group of physical volumes that acts as a sort of virtual drive under LVM. And finally, you have the logical volumes, which are effectively the partitions of the volume group, which you can then apply the file systems to. Personally, I don't like to use LVM or LVM thin in Proxmox because it can be a bit of a hassle, and compared to ZFS, it falls somewhat short. There are a few applications that you might want to use LVM for, but in my opinion, at least in Proxmox, they're few and far between. And likely, if you need to use LVM, you probably already know how to set it up. Again, this is all in the context of Proxmox, as LVM can be useful in other installs of Linux. My understanding of LVM is a bit limited, so if I'm missing something here, please let me know in the comments. All that being said, let's take a look at ZFS. This is a favorite for both homelab and enterprise users alike. I think that a full dive into the advantages and disadvantages of ZFS warrants its own video, so in the meantime, I'll give a brief on one of the nodes used for storage. SDC and delete all of the partitions B. It has two command line. I'll be connect Proxmox, but or disks are being used in your actual instance. Now you could easily remove the drive as two partitions and utility for use, so SDC and SDD are all available to be used for storage now. Probably the simplest way to add storage right away is going to be to add a local drive as a directory. This basically allows us to take one drive and mount it to be used as local storage on the node. This is different than creating a directory under the data center, as those can be created from any path defined on one of the nodes. We'll be going over that in a bit. Make sure your node is selected, then go down to disks and directory. Up here, click on create directory, and you can go here and it's the way physical drive hassle and compare. Not recommended for use with hard. Find ZFS, go to unless you have a special use for drives. As you can see, with a ZFS pool by itself, we're only allowed to store VM images and containers by default. If you'd like to do more with it, say save backups and store ISOs, we'll need to create a dataset under the pool and then add that as a directory. A dataset, and go to our shell, EFS data. The last method of adding storage that I will go over today will be adding an NFS or CIFS share. For now, I won't be showing you how to set up a network share on a remote machine. We'll reserve that for a different video. We'll already assume that a network share is properly set up and ready to be connected to. In this case, we'll be attaching the ISO directory from my file server. For that, we'll go back to our data center, and then to storage, and then click add. You can choose NFS or CIFS depending on which type of network share you have. Mine is at least in prox.
Okay, so I have data. Mount PVE data. Okay, so data is a directory. So I did that. What the heck is the size of it though? What disk is it using? 688E. Because these two shrink these guys. Those are actual hard disks. This is a 2 terabyte. This is a 2 terabyte. Zero N1P3, which is this. So this is storage. I go data center. I don't got storage there. I don't got storage anywhere. Is it because I didn't?
Proxmox, they're few and far between. And likely, if you need to use LVM, you probably already know how to set it up. Again, this is all in the context of Proxmox, as LVM can be useful in other installs of Linux. My understanding of LVM is a bit limited, so if I'm missing something here, please let me know in the FS unless you have a special use case. RAID Z. Under the pool of the drives, we'll leave compression and A shift alone as these are the defaults recommended by Proxmox, and then we'll hit create.
See, he created this ZFS pool or ZFS drive, and it shows up on his left side. Mine doesn't. See here, ZFS pool not showing Proxmox. Oh, you have to go to the Proxmox host machine, data center, storage, and then add ZFS to create the pool. I don't know why it's just showing up.
Now
though.
our Z directory. A dataset is basically analogous to a, so we've created the dataset, all types of data to our ZFS dataset in our ZFS pool from 3 drive failures, and we'll leave compression and A.
Interesting. Whatever. Yep, there it is, storage. So we'll call this EFS. Oh, one. There we go. Now it's over here. You put VMs on it. 10 terabytes. There we go. That's what we're looking for. I don't know why that was missing. I wonder if I can delete an LVM thin. Because this is not even being used. It's called data, which is this guy. I take that back. It's got all the VMs on it. What the hell is this LVM? What's local? That's like what's bugging me. It's 100 gigs. Is it made over here in data center? Yeah, it is. So this is var lib ez. I don't even know what disk it's using though. So that is local is a directory. Data is a directory. ZFS pool. So we got LVM thin. Local LVM. Is this one. So why can I not choose that to put? Because it says it'll do VM disks. All right, let's see. Let's I'll do create a VM. 200 called banner. OS is going to Ubuntu system. That can all stay default. I'm fine with that. Disks. Okay, here we go. Disks. Storage pool. There we go. There we go. I can choose local. I guess I just haven't been choosing it. Let's put this one on our ZFS pool. So data actually does have a terabyte left. I don't know why the other one says it's full, but whatever. We'll do 250 gigs. Go next. Cores, let's just give it 2. RAM, we'll keep it 2048. 2 gigs of RAM. Network can all stay the same. Finish. Here's Stark. Or sorry, banner. It is created. Okay. Boot her up. Install server. It's an older version of Ubuntu, but we'll do the update. We have the technology. And what was I going to name or put banner as? Do 49. Yep. English. Let me put banner in my list here before I forget. 49. For 25, the SAR is available. You can read the base. You choose to update. The update will be downloaded and the installation will continue from there. Sure, let's see what it does. What are you doing? All right, we don't need keyboard junk. Ubuntu server. Yep. All right. Let's set our IP address here. Okay. 5.255.255.0. That's going to be 192.168.50.59. Right. And I just set it 49. See, I already left it up. Is it /24? .168.0. Oops. .50.1. Uno. And that'll be the same. dot 1. How is this? Oh, now you're gonna.
I wasn't looking for forever or a one-night stand. I was just hoping for a smile or a quick slow dance. But when I saw you, there was nothing I could ever do to ignore the smell of smoke across the room.
This is correct. Why are you doing this to me, Linux?
Was clean, I'm made of matches. You're made of gasoline. I was just hoping for a smile or a quick slow dance. Fighting fire with flames. If I
Alright, subnet calculator.
same, you tell me it's wrong, but we both to blame. I wasn't looking for a sign.
D dot 49. Dot 30?
When I touched you, your skin was hot and eyes were clear. And the room around began to
Whatever.
catch fire and
No.
disappear. I told my heart that I would keep it safe and locked away.
52?
But I found myself walking to you through the flame. I saw the flash hit, saw the fire grow. I see the embers, I see the sin.
What in the heck?
The room around began to catch fire and disappear. Fighting fire with flames. If I burn down, would you do the same? You tell me it's wrong, but we both to blame. I wasn't looking for a sign.
Why can't I figure this out? This is like simple. I mean, even look in the back here, it's subnet, gateway, name servers.
Beating hearts together, stitch the seams and pull the levers, strange desires, sparks and wires. I sign the dotted line,
24.
lost in mind, no anesthetic, the heart's electric. Parts start to decay when just your shadow half remains. The operation got complications, and the part of you that died, I'll carry all my life. The lovers slowly decomposing, so it goes. Could have been paradise, could have had diamond eyes that held so tight.
For the subnet and Ubuntu installation, you typically enter the network address or the network your IP belongs to, not the IP itself or the net mask. Ah. As gets you there on the it's a subnet, not subnet mask. That's 192.168.50.0/24. There we go. That is whack. Why it does that? Guess it's been a while since I've done this installation. Save. Okay. Done. Don't need a proxy. Excuse me. I had to Google that one. We might have to like talk. I might have to make a video on that. That'll be a good video. We're all done. Okay. That's the disk we want. I don't want an LVM group. Two partitions. Continue. There we go. All right. Havoc. This one's banner. Havoc. I don't want Ubuntu Pro. Yes, we want SSH server. Kubernetes, Nextcloud, Kanban. Command line interface for AWS. Oh, that's cool. Nope, don't want any of that stuff. All right, now we're installing. Getting our install on. Installing the kernel, taking a while. Cloud. Is this done or is it just oh, it's still going? Okay. Still going. Figure out why my NAN is busted. I can always ping it. And it's hitting. Okay, so it hits the Cloudflare like it's supposed to. It's just the communication coming back, which I think is going to be Eerie, Cloudflared. It's taking a while. I wonder if it's because I put it on physical, drives.
There's traffic on the bridge, but the skyline shines with a certain light. And I know you're sick of it, but I know we're happy we're nearby. And there's a possibility that one day things will get better for the huddled masses in between the shadows and the stars, floating empire held up by frame wire, higher cover you in winter like a blanket by the fire. When the rent's too high, we'll just buy cheaper wine and hang on to see if weather constellations hold together or not.
What in the heck is this doing? This is so slow. We done now? Looks like it. They just wait on me that time. I was looking at Cloudflare tunnel stuff. Fail. Oh, because I had to. Yeah, we gotta stop this. Stop. We have to remove the ISO, which is here. Now it should work. Should. Okay, let's see here. Hey, there we go. So what we'll do here is we need to oops, not that. Let's just do that. Come on. SH Havoc at 192.168.50.49. Here we are. So we'll do sudo apt update and apt upgrade. The -D will skip everything. Oh, I gotta add myself to root or sudo. Sudo user mod -ag sudo havoc, and then we'll do sudo who am I root. Okay. I need to log out, log back in though. Sudo havoc. Now if I do sudo apt update and upgrade -d. Must have been. Let's just do. Great. Go back in. why I won't run them together. I'm obviously doing the command incorrectly. So, whatever. Whatevs, right? Aha, found it. It's not working. Now if I refresh it. Worky, let's frickin' go. Alright, got my N8N working. Just had to figure that out. Sitting here watching paint dry on this Ubuntu. We done? Finally. Finally. Biddy. Biddy. Good old Discord Reno alerting us. So very kind of you, Discord. Okay, well this is Dunzo. Do we need to restart? No, we do not. All right, start. Let's get some Docker on here. Oh, it's because I didn't do sudo apt on that. Oh, that didn't work. Look at my own videos.
The top shelf tumbles and the wall clocks run the well.
All right, do that. 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 I do all of this at once. Maybe. Maybe not. Am I destroying this machine? Let's get a summary. No. Yeah, whatever. Well, it's not playing right now, and I need to go eat dinner. That's 3-hour stream, so right now it gets to be what it is. Banner gets to chill until I'm ready to do stuff with it. So, all right, y'all. Good strum. We got a lot accomplished and changed, which was very nice. We got a VM spun up. We figured out how to do our ZFS pool. So now we can actually use that 10 terabytes of storage for something other than just sitting there doing zilch. Yeah. So, y'all have a great weekend. It is a Memorial weekend, MLK Day on Monday. So in the US, so I hope you all get to enjoy maybe a 3-day weekend. And check out the YouTubes, because more stuff coming up this week. Yeah, that's all I got for you. I don't know when next week will be a scrum. Why can't I? That's because I changed the IP. That's right. I have to go through there. Yeah, so I shall be back. I'll try to do a stream next week. We'll see. We'll see what my schedule looks like for various things. So, all right, y'all. Appreciate the support. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep doing good. All right, YouTubes. It's time to go. So we will catch you on the next side.